Make sure the sound is good. Shalom, shalom, family. Water love. Shalom, shalom, family. Water love. We're about to start. Let's go ahead. Put this on. Okay. This just came through the spirit. That's what I was going to bring because my mind was on the other lessons. I was thinking, was I going to do Hebrews, the 10th chapter? I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So, but then somehow, some way, the Lord slid me back over to Hebrews, the 10th chapter. Got like 3 pages. We're not really going into Hebrews 10, but we're gonna bring out a few verses in Hebrews, the 10th chapter. This is Hebrews 10 breakdown. Beautiful, brought out even the Elder Yashawamba did a beautiful lesson on Hebrews 10. So Lord willing, this edifying. Before we start, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, Dash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of great millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing His word. Lord willing that y'all continue in sound doctrine and in the same spirit. Shalom to the Akwat Yam, believers of His faith and His truth. Lord willing you continue to pursue in your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. Lord willing, the most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Right? You see the title, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI. Dang, it left my mind. I was about to say He's not slack concerning His promise. Bahasham, YAHAWASHI is going to keep His promises. So hold on a little longer, right? You never know how long this system is still going to go. So hold on. Really hold on to your faith. Not saying hold on to your car, hold on to your bed, hold on to your blanket. Hold on your faith so that you can continue in this thing without wavering, quitting, or giving up. You you want to have hope when you're hearing lessons, when you're reading, when you want to be inspired. And I want to be inspired even by other believers, testimonies. When like when my youngins show me that they reading or doing something, it helps me. And Lord willing, I'm thinking that that they believe, but it inspires you want to find yourself being inspired by YAHAWASHI. Shalom to the brother Yeremia, right? YAHAWASHI Brakatham. So again, YAHAWASHI is going to keep his promises. Hold on a little longer. So before we bring out Hebrews 10, verse 19 to 23 in the NLT, I just want to go straight to the point in this. The point of the promises is that the promises towards the Israelites from the southern and northern kingdom is salvation, the kingdom, rulership, rest, immortality, ever in the everlasting covenant, right? The blessings that come with it. I'm gonna say it again. The promises the Lord is giving the Israelites, which we're waiting. Lord willing, we can continue. Lord willing, we are of that number. Lord willing, we are the hopeful elect, right? The promises is salvation, the kingdom, rulership, rest, immortality, and the everlasting covenant, which is, the blessings that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to give his elect. Lord willing, we are of that number. So now, let's go to Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 19. If you want, you can read it in the KJV. I'm going to read 19 to 23 in the NLT. It says, "And so, dear brothers and sisters, we can boldly enter heaven's most holy place because of the blood of Yahweh." Right? Guess what? The men of the Lord and even the Israelites were going to be able, this right here is confirmation because of what Yahweh did. When we get that glorified body, we're going to be able to leave past that firmament, man. Don't let it go over your head, man. St. John 14, verse 1 and 3. By his death, Yahweh opened a new and life-giving way through the curtain into the most high holy place. And since we have a great high priest who rules over the most high house, which is this temple, this ministry, the elect, let us go right into the presence of the Most High with sincere hearts, with a sincere mind, fully trusting in him. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. Those that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Right? It says, for our guilty conscience have been sprinkled with Hamashiach's blood to make us clean. Right? And our bodies have been washed with pure water. Revelations 22 is pure water flowing off of the throne of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And through the Spirit, like when, I don't know if y'all remember in the church, they always say, when prayers go up, blessings go down. That one blessing we get, that one blessing is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. To become a quickening spirit, to become alive. From the little that you know, the medium that you know, the most that you know, even though it doesn't matter how many precepts, that shit don't matter. Do you believe? What you doing for the other sheep, right? But that pure water is flowing down, man, right? That's the important. In your marriage, in your household, is that pure water is pouring in your household, pouring in your relationship, A lot of us change the more we grow in this truth. We tolerate certain things. We're not connected to the world as much as we normally was. We're not moving in motion all the same time. We getting our daily bread. Hey, you just satisfied that your bills is paid, but you're like, dang, man, I can't go do this and do that. You're not even complaining. Like, man, you know what? And I got a few dollars only to do this. Why? It's because of that. The more you grow in wisdom, the more you don't want to be a part of this. You want this place to fall, right? Verse 23, it says, let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for the Most High can be trusted to keep his promise. He can be trusted. He's going to keep his promise better than me and you, right? Verse 24, it says, let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. This is what we're supposed to be doing, right? Motivating, motivating one another to the acts of love and good works. Motivating, especially you men of the Lord. If you got a girl, you got wives, if you got children, you are the main motivation in the house. This is why, you know, what they say, when daddy's home, everybody act all happy and excited. Look, the men of the Lord should be putting a different spark in your thoughts or in your mind when you walking in the house, when you making food and you're like, oh man, I can't wait, make food for the family. I can't wait for my husband or the men of the Lord or my Adawan to taste this food. Right? You know what? I'm about to. Oh, I can't wait to take a shower. You want your presence to always be inspiring because He's inspiring, right? And I'm just using this for that verse. Let us think of ways to motivate one another, right? That a woman can only do the most that she can. It is persistent that a woman should want to be in the faith, want to speak about the Lord, want to hear the words of the Lord. Guess what? That's going to be motivating to the head. Like, man, I got a woman that want to believe. I got a woman that wants to grow. You know, she's not a headache. She has certain problems. Guess what? She's getting ready for when Jacob trouble come, or when where we gonna be in sticky situations. But she's already knowing, hey yo, I know this sister, I know this sister might cleave, that cleave. She's speaking about terror that's coming. She's thinking about, hey, in the kingdom you're gonna have wives. In the kingdom I'm gonna be beautiful. She's speaking of kingdom things. She's having a kingdom mindset or a kingdom conversation, right? Even your children, right? Your daughter might be young, and guess what? She's cleaning the kitchen. You walk in the house, she's freaking cleaning the bathroom. She cleaning the living room. She's watching her younger siblings, motivating you like, wow, look at my daughter growing. Instead of how we was when we were little kids, us us grown-ups, where your mom was just cleaning the whole house. Your daughter, your sister wasn't being taught to be a wife or how to be a mother at a young age to prepare her. We are the teachers before our children go out in the world. That can be motivating to a father. That could be motivating to a mother, where she slept in maybe a extra hour or two, and she get up and her daughter is already cleaning the kitchen, or she like, hey, yo, mom, I'm about to make some French toast. That should make you feel like, wow. Oh man, I don't have to rush to hurry up and cook food. Oh man, you looking at you taking care of the daughter. That should encourage you to be more motivated through your day, right? So now let's get to the points. So now we about to deal with key points that I have right here. Peace, rest, and joy. Peace, rest, and joy. So let's go to the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter. We're going with right now 3 points we about to deal with: peace, rest, and joy. All right, you can write that down. Peace, rest, and joy. Put Isaiah 60, verse 18 to 21. This is what it reads. It says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land. What land is that? You just a sidebar, just a sidebar. I just gotta want to boast on our homeland that the Lord have given us. This is First Chronicles chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at I'm gonna just read the point, verse 18. It says, saying unto thee will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance. That is our land, the land of Canaan, Yasharallah, right? So again, Isaiah 60 and 18, violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting or destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy wall salvation and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. This does not mean we're not going to have the sun and the moon. It's just our kingdom, our foundation is going to be illuminated because of the precious stones. which I was watching a beautiful video today. I wasn't watching, I was hearing it. But Manatazak, dealing with the kingdom and the different stones, right? It's stones that wasn't really broken down until this time, right? The stones that we read in, I think it's Revelations 21, those stones is more better than a diamond and even rubies. A jasper stone, right? A sapphire. Even though they do sell sapphire out here, but we talking about the real delicate ones, right? You're gonna like the 12 stones that the priest was wearing. Those is about to be lively in the kingdom, right? Lively in the kingdom, and we're gonna have pure gold that you'll be able to see your reflection. Just like looking through this window right here, you'll be able to see your reflection. It's gonna be fine gold. We haven't got to that. You got a little piece of gold on you. We're talking about fine gold. We talking about being decked out, right? So, the kingdom gonna be illuminated. We ain't gonna need the light. But leaving, just imagine leaving the kingdom, going somewhere else is gonna be a huge difference. But Yahweh shall be unto thee an everlasting light, in thy power, thy glory, right? Because we're gonna be connected towards the Lord, right? That in this light. It says, thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For Yahweh shall be thy everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. Right? And even more, that even helps the 2/3 that come back. They're going to, what is it? They're going to be all righteous. Verse 22 is a key point. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in his time. The law we're about to get back to in the kingdom is being fruitful and multiplying. How is it no sex, no making love in the kingdom if a little one is going to become 1,000 and a small one a strong nation? How can a small one be a nation if it's no making love? It's because we're going to be making love. We're going to be on the earth. We're going to be flying here and there, right? Our kingdom is endless. There's no way you brothers that you going to have a wife, have wives, and you ain't going to be touching them. You're going to be immortal. Your kids going to come with immortal bodies, right? We're going to be fruitful. Earth is going to get expanded. We're going to be traveling, right? We're going to be doing things that your mind can't even fathom. This kingdom is so great, we got to go through all of this in order to get it. That's how magnificent the kingdom is going to be. Family you might lose on this side, guess what? Especially 144,000, those are the first fruits of their bloodline. They're going to bring all their descendants back. It is not going to just be with one woman, right? And it's going to even be before Jacob's trouble. Through the Spirit, the Lord is already establishing where women, through the Spirit, is being attracted to the men of the Lord. Now, in some cases, most of us men, we'll see bullshit right when we see bullshit. Most of the women, as soon as you touch them, they mind still go cuckoo. So it's still going to be a discernment on this side, right? But that light, right now, we getting that little light of YAHAWASHI, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which we're going to need in the time of the famine of the word, the MOTB, Jacob's trouble. And this is why I said you want to make sure your faith is not wavering. Work on your faith now. Be ready, right? Now, let's go to Luke, the first chapter. This is the classic, but this is John the Baptist's father prophesying YAHAWASHI. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. I'll start at 67 so we know who's speaking. And his father Zacharias was filled with the Rakak Kodash and prophesied, saying, Blessed be Yahawah Bahasham YAHAWASHI, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, which is Yahawashi, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. So that shows the prophets was speaking about this horn, right? It says, which have been since the begin, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. That's a promise that we're going to be delivered from those that hate us, from our enemies, and we're going to be established in an everlasting covenant, right? From Abraham, Isaac to Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom to the brother Yahawah Shemashai Brakatah, the hopeful elect 144K, man, right? So again, the Lord is coming with that promise: salvation, the kingdom, rulership, rest, immortality, and the everlasting covenant, which is the blessings. I want it. Work hard for it. Think about it. Desire it. Right? Don't. Yes, we're human. We stress out. We think, I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of that. But don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it take away your fire. Don't let it get you distracted. And then you start trying to do anything to go get this bread and get this money. Guess what? Get your daily bread. Do what you got to do. You're paying your rent, all those things. If the lights is on, hey, tell your own self you did a good job. Because a lot of us are stressing ourselves to do the most. Then you do the most, and then you complain about, I don't have enough time just to chill and relax. I had to get this money and get that. You know, ain't in a minute, all this shit about to shut down. You got it. If you praying that you want this thing to fall, don't overstress yourself with trying to have the most money. Try to get your daily bread, to get your lights, your bills, your car note, whatever bills that you got on your phone. Get that out the way. If you got food, you got your little snitty snacks with the patty whack. You got your drink, right? Your TV, your Wi-Fi is the most important, right? If you got those things, right, and you can enjoy yourself, maybe a game, you can enjoy yourself with this and this and that, be happy with those things. Because what's about to come is about to be way greater, right? Let's get Matthew, the 24th chapter, verse 31. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 31. It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds and from one end of heaven to the other. Right? And what is that? We're getting delivered, baby. Let me get this one, because it's going to be a scarce time. We're going to be scarcely saved. Right? What is it? First Peter's chapter 4 and verse 18. It says, and if the righteous be scarcely saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? We're going to be scarcely saved. It's going to seem difficult. It's going to seem like you barely going to get saved. Right? But to be able to look at your salvation, even if you ain't get beamed up and you see Yahawah and the angels come, that scene alone is going to be the greatest scene ever, man. Right? The greatest scene. Like at work, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm at work, and because of me seeing it on the TV Chosen, just me for myself, when Yahweh, the imitation Yahawah, but I'm really reflecting, a dark man, Yahawah, telling the Lord, when that time where they about to persecute him, Heavenly Father, glorify thy name. And it started thundering, and you can hear the Heavenly Father's voice. And I started thinking, Yahawah really was doing this. And I'm like, Lord willing, I was one of them people, either one of the disciples. I'm trying to ask, Lord willing, I'm anybody that was out there when Yahawah did that, and it was thundering, but the Lord voice was actually speaking, and only a few heard it. I'm at work saying, Heavenly Father, glorify your name, hoping that the light flicker, that something shake, thunder. I don't even know, man. I was just hoping, you know. I'm not YAHAWASHI in no type of way, but that just made me want to have faith to do that more often, right? To say, Yahweh Bahasham Al Shai, glorify thy name. Eventually, hey, one day it might happen, I say it, and it might just thunder, and it just happened. Okay. It might just thunder at a point in time. And that just for me, just for my own little, hey man, maybe that was the Lord. Because we know Isaiah 29:6. The Lord visited the earth through thunder, tempest, storms, and earthquakes and flames. So when you having when it's a thunderstorm, guess what? That's the Lord visiting the earth. Right? So the Lord is about to really show out. So now we about to deal with the inheritance of the kingdom. Let's get Daniel the 7th chapter in verse 27. This is Daniel chapter 7 in verse 27. Let's start at 26. It says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. In the kingdom and dominion in the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints, and those saints are those that was making a sacrifice unto the Lord. Psalms 50:5, Psalms 48:14, the Israelites. But on this side is going to be the elect, right? It says, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him, right? Under Yahawashi, right? We're going to obey Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, right? The Israelites is going to already be connected to the Lord. We're going to be one with them. So we're going to naturally, it's going to be like, it's going to be, I believe I can use that saying, it's going to be like second nature, a natural thing. Like you want to drink water or you got to blink. It's going to be like second nature to serve the Lord constantly. And the other nations is going to fear the Lord. But of course, the nations are going to still be in the flesh. They're not going to have glorified bodies in no type of way. So they're going to still be in the flesh where they might bump up against Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, right? But it's already written. So if it's already written through the Spirit, it's already done, right? It's already done, man. It's already written. This was already in the Lord's head, and it was, man, it's done already. Technically, through the Spirit, it's already done, man. I got to get this. This is Isaiah 46:10. It says, declare the end from the beginning. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. He already know he's going to do it, and it's going to stand because it's already done. The Lord time is different. And I know some people might not have the imagination and the thought process, right? We're saying it's already done. A thousand years is one day to the Lord. So a few seconds, what is that? So technically, if the Lord is declaring the end from the beginning, the end is already done, right? When you go to 2nd Ezra 13, right? Ezra is seeing Yahweh on that great mountain. 2nd Ezra chapter 2, which is before 2nd Ezra 13. He's seeing Yahweh crown the multitude, and Ezra probably was seeing himself, right? His real form. Then John the Revelator, either other prophets and apostles. It's already done. If they were having visions, they were speaking about it. If David, when he was prophesying, when he said, the Lord said to my Lord, sit on my right hand until I make your enemies thy footstool. David was through the Spirit was seeing that. When he seen the nations was going to be, I shall give you the nations for your inheritance or for your possession. David was seeing that. It's already done, right? I just spoke on it. Let's get it. 2nd Ezra chapter 2. Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 34 to 35, it says, "And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd." This is speaking about the Israelites, right? Because in verse, well, let me just start at verse 33. It says, "I, Ezra, received a charge of YAHAWASHI upon Mount Horeb, that I should go unto Israel, but when I came unto them, they set me at naught and despised the commandments of YAHAWASHI. And therefore I said unto you, O ye heathen." So they didn't care about the commandments of the Lord. Ezra just called the Israelites heathen. "That hear and understand, look for your shepherd. He shall give you everlasting rest, for he is nigh at hand, that shall come in the end of the world." We're in the end of the world. The end of the world. What's the sign of the end of the world? Esau's end. Right? When 1948 or 1968, when was it 1968, July something, they said that they landed on the moon. That was a fulfillment, which I think in Obadiah 1, 3, and 4, right? Right, making their nest, or let me just make sure. Right, we are seeing the signs of the end has already been in front of us. And what makes it so even fire? 1969 is where they said they landed on the moon. 1969 is where this truth started to sprout. This is Obadiah 1, 3, and 4. "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" Yes, they on skyscrapers, but what makes it even more high, especially when we look at Isaiah 13, that high mountain, right? When we look at their authority, their power, their might, four corners of the earth, let alone they're hiding in the clefts of the rocks. When you see in movies where they got secret places and mountains, in real life, Esau is doing that. Naturally, they doing that. Isaiah 2 speaks on it. Naturally, they're doing it because it's fulfilling their lot. They're finding a way to be hidden. To be the elite, you gotta be hidden. Nobody can see you. And they doing things secretive behind. The Israelites, right, really the men of the Lord, us in the faith, we're making our faith known. We're making the teaching known. We're exposing. We're being a light to the world. Matthew 5, 13. You can't be a light hiding under a bushel where nobody knows. You got to illuminate the area. That's what we're doing. But the elites, they're bringing darkness by being hidden. Right? Verse 4. "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh." The space station, them flying, right? That's already a sign their kingdom is done. Yes, I was about to say Dominican, Republican and Democrat. They show that they're against each other, even though they're in the same thing. But it's a show for us. But in the secret, their little secret society or secret circle, this is all a distraction, all a disguise the whole time we've been here. But the more you grow in wisdom, you're like, man, they divided. They're promoting they're divided, but behind the scene, they are divided, but they make it seem it's really not. Because the elites is going to do what they're going to do, regardless if this side is that side and this side is that. But really, they are divided. That's another sign to let you know this kingdom is done. Right? So back to 2nd Ezra chapter 2, the last sentence in verse 34, "That shall come in the end of the world, be ready to receive the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light shall shine upon you forever." Right? Yo, brothers and sisters, get ready for your reward. Right? The shit that you doing right now, like, that don't mean nothing. If you hearing something that's like, man, dang, that's making me think, yo, cherish that. Your reward is on its way. It's like when you order food or delivery and they call you, hey, just want you to know your delivery is coming. You get excited like, ooh, man, that chicken, the blue cheese. Oh, man, that sub, right? You get happy, right? You getting a little DoorDash, you getting groceries, and you get a notification up there on their way. They 5 minutes away. Guess what you do? You walk your butt upstairs, you walk your butt downstairs, and you go to the door, right? We're looking at the signs to the best of our ability. Sometimes I might not be looking at like I'm looking at the news like Sam, but guess what? I can go right on YouTube, get a notification the brother's doing a video. I'll just do a lay me off of him. Because the Lord got all the men of the Lord handling all aspects. Lately I've been going into YAHAWASHI, going into the gospel, you know, because I've been excited about YAHAWASHI. Then I might be doing an exhortation. Yahawah, he do a lot of exhortation. But then sometimes he slip going into a prophecy or he go into a parable. The Lord got every man handling every spot because another brother can be handling that area. And then a week later, you might re-see his video and be like, you know what? Then you might do a lammy off of that. Yahawah Bahasham Yahushai is shining the light through this banner, this truth. Come on, man. You about to get ready to get the hell up out of here. What the hell? This is Matthew, the 19th chapter. Matthew chapter 19, in verse 28. And it reads, Yahawah said unto them, because verse 27, Peter was said, we have forsaken all. Through the Spirit, men, like, for you, especially for you sisters, and even you men for motivation, even for you children, you have to know what forsaken is. It means to abandon, right? Now, not fully abandoned, like you're vacant. Even when you look, Peter was still dealing with his wife, but her time was real limited. You don't hear about the other apostles having a wife because Peter already had her. Because I don't, that's how I perceived it. But what was main important was this ministry over that. We wasn't putting the ministry over. We wasn't putting our life, our situations over Yahawah Shem Yahushai, but the Lord knows. We know a woman's emotions and feelings. We know this and this and that. But this comes first. That's why we don't see Peter's wife being combative. Because the mission was right in front. Right? So verse 28, and Yahawah said unto him, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, right? The 12 apostles, and then underneath them is the government. The 144,000, which consists of the 12, and the rest of the mighty men, the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the mighty men of the Lord, right? They're going to have a government position, right? The real men of the Lord is constantly being diligent, feeding the sheep, right? He says, everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake, what is his name? Yahawashi, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. The 12 apostles is the example of the 12 tribes of Israel. But the example of them being the teachers, being ministers of the church, the Lord have other prophets that are the teachers of the church. So the same for the apostles is for the other teachers that are going to get 100-fold, 100-fold. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So any Jake that say they come in this truth and they want to be first, they trying to make themselves first by the action that they do, guess what? They're going to be last. And the ones that are last in this thing, where that's not my favorite teacher, or being seen by everybody, or being in the limelight, or being on other podcasts, or da 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 da, or being talked about, da 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 da. However it is, when you really look at it, those that are last is going to be first, right? Some brothers don't even get views, but they teach well. They might have 1,000, 2,000 people on their channel, but they people watching a video, it might be 100, it might be 50, it might be 2, it might be 1, right? It might be none. You might not even have a name, like how brothers got names in the street. You might not have a name in this truth, Maybe a few people know you, 10, 20, maybe the ones that's on your channel, but who's really in this truth? You might not be known. You might be known by one congregation. Not all congregations know you, right? And even like an elder, right? Elder Apostle Tahar. To me, he would be last, right? Because why? Even though he is the top elder, but if he was the top, everybody that's in other congregation, they don't give respect. They don't see the spirit of the Lord dealing with him. He's not the top teacher that everybody want, but when it comes to come to the church, right? He's the main teacher that the congregation, the sound body, the one band, one song, Great Millstone affiliate want to hear. Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rumla, Apostle Rakah, the Elder Yashawamba, Elder from South Carolina, Elder Amawan Gabar, and other men, right? Brothers want to hear them because they're edifying. But guess what? They're the least in this thing. I'm using them as an example. Using them as an example because I know some simple-minded Jake will feel some type of way, right? But literally, they're not the first in this thing, right? So again, they're going to get 100-fold. The first are going to be last, and the last shall be first. So now let's deal with rulership over the nations. Let's get Isaiah 14, verse 1. It says, and Yahawah will have mercy on Jacob, right, which is the elect, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Now, when we fully, because this is in the time of Isaiah, when we look at the strangers and we go into when you had who was it? Who was it? Oh, Moses. One of his sons. The meaning of one of Moses' sons means I was a stranger in a land not mine, right? Or I was a stranger. Actually, let me just look it up. Uh, Gershom. Exodus 2 and 22. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom. Gershom. For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Right? Uh, when you go the root word ger, meaning stranger or sojourner or foreigner, right? And guess what? This is dealing with uh, this stranger is dealing with Jake that scattered four corners of the earth, right? So as a body, we're gonna be gathered together, right? Because before we got in this truth, Jake was not called Israelites. We were not called the 12 tribes, right? So for Yahawah will have mercy on Jacob, which through the Spirit, he's having mercy on the 12 tribes now, which is the elect, us getting this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And he will yet choose Israel. He have chosen us because now he had put that breath of life in us, Revelation 11:11, and set them in their own land. We're not in our own land. We are still what? Scattered four corners of the earth. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, right? We're cleaving to this truth. We're cleaving to knowing that we know, we bear witness that we are the sons of the Most High, right? So these strangers is Israelites. Exodus 23, verse 9. Exodus 23 and 9, it says, also, thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know that the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. So even when we go back to Isaiah 14, we're strangers too. We're in this Egypt. We're four corners of the earth, lands that's not ours. We're strangers, right? Verse 2, Isaiah 14:2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahawah for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Those are the ones that were taking and bringing them to their place, right? And they're going to be servants and handmaids. Those that had us captives, those that were spoiling us, those that were devouring us. So verse 1 is Israelites, Israelites, Israelites. And then verse 2 is going in, first it starts off backwards. And then the end is already telling you those that had you in captive, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Plain, simple, straight to the point, right? Where we at? Where we at? Let's go to Revelations chapter 2. It's Revelations chapter 2, verse 26 to 27. Verse 25, it says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. Right? What we got? We got this faith. We got this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Hold fast to it. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. That goes with verse 2 in Isaiah 14:2. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. Even as I receive of my Father, I will give him the morning star. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Right? We are the church. So we got to overcome this world. Right? Keeping the works that YAHAWASHI have given us. Keeping the faith. And you men that are teachers, the work that we have to do is lay ourselves down for the elect. We're laying ourselves down for Yahweh and for the elect, man. Right? In the name of YAHAWASHI. Let's get Psalms, the 2nd chapter. In verse 8 and 9. And it reads, it says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. Isaiah 14:2. In the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel. Right? We seen that David was ruling. We seen Solomon. Peace. But now when we are reestablished, we got to get things back in order. We got to get things back in order. And it's going to be the men. Yo, and again, you sisters, if you got a man of the Lord, if you see that he is a prophet and he's doing this work, you have to know that you're under a God. You're under a Lord. You hear me? I always say this. Our women and all these other women and even men, they going to really know who we really are. Yeah, they see this weak-ass flesh. Yeah, we can pick up a couch. We can pick that up. You really don't know who in the midst of you. The brother could be chubby. The brother could be diesel. The brother could be skinny. He could be small. He could be dark. He could be handsome. You really don't know. You really don't know who you in the presence of. Some of the times we don't even know who the heck we is. We'll be like, man, nah, man, I'm just like, sometimes you got to sit back and understand the Lord called you in this thing, and the Lord is using you, using your gifts. You see that? The Lord is using your gifts to benefit his ministry. Some brothers, this is not, that statement was not for all brothers, because all brothers is might not be doing like teaching or doing too much. Hey, maybe you might be a giver in this thing. You might be helping brothers out. Guess what? You are something special. You know? Something special, man. Let's get into this point. This is the everlasting covenant and the laws in our hearts. Right? You're going to naturally know it. You ain't got to read no more. This is Jeremiah 31, verse 32. I'm going to start at 31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. This is in the time of ancient Babylon. The northern kingdom was over here, majority of them. So, hey, this has to be fulfilled. While everybody in the church want to hurry up and go in the New Testament, this we got to speak about this. Where's the verse that the Lord is telling the nations He's going to make a new covenant with them, and He said the Israelites by name, the house of Israel, talking about the northern kingdom, and with the house of Judah, the southern kingdom. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yahawah. Right? We broke it. That's why Yahawah had to come, but it was all to usher in the new covenant. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahawah. I will put my law into their inward parts and write it in their hearts, in our mind, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. They shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahawah, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahawah, for I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Come on, man. We ain't gonna be teaching our brothers no more when the famine of word come. That's what we're getting into. We're not gonna be teaching our brothers no more. We're gonna be teaching the other nations. Right? Let's get Hebrews 8 and 10. This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their hand, and to write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. We see in Hebrews, they're re-quoting what we read in Jeremiah to give you confirmation. The New Testament, the Lord didn't change. This is still for the Israelites. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Right? Neighboring cities like Judah, Ephraim, those are neighbors to one another. Neighboring tribes, brethren, all Judah, all Ephraim, all Manasseh. But as a whole, we are brothers and sisters, though. Right? Let's get Ezekiel 36. This is Ezekiel chapter 36 in verse 26. It says, In a new heart, in a new spirit will I give you. In a new spirit. Now, Salaki, let me start at 25. Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all the filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. In a heart, which a new mind, a fresh mind, a fresh. That's what new is, a fresh. Also will I give you in a fresh spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. Right? We got a stony heart, but he's going to give us a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. It's going to be second nature. It's going to be natural. It's going to be a natural thing, man. Naturally, Jake taking a shower. Naturally, you washing your face. Naturally, Jake, like we go to sleep. It's going to be a natural thing. Verse 28, And ye shall dwell in the land that I give to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. What's that land he gave to our fathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the 12 tribes. We're getting that back. May said it great when he came back. He didn't really come back, but the song, Welcome back. Welcome back, man. We're coming back and getting back into our land, right? Let's speak about immortality and glory. This is something we love right here. I mean, I don't know about y'all. For those that want immortality, put a 1 in the chat. I'm still in with Apostle Gabardu. Those that want immortality, put a 1 in the chat. If you want to live here forever, put a 2 in the chat, and then unsubscribe. Literally. If you want immortality, put a 1 in the comment section, in the live section, or in the comment section after the live, however seem fit. Put a 2 if you don't want immortality, and unsubscribe. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 1. It says, "But the souls of the righteous," come on, man, right? Somebody would be crazy if they say they don't want immortality. You know, you might as well say, "I want a nuke. Give me a nuke for 300, please." It says, "But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them." Con, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Drop it down to verse 8. It says, "They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever." Right? We're going to judge the nations. You know how beautiful that is? We don't even know what it looks like to rule. We don't even know what freedom feels like. We really don't. And I ain't talking about, oh man, I'm freedom, I'm on a vacation. Guess what? When that vacation is done, you going back to work. Oh, I just got off of work. Guess what? You go to sleep, wake your ass back up, you going back to work. We don't know what freedom is. Right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52. It says, "In a moment of a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump," for the trumpet, that's just crazy to say last trump, and Trump is in all, man, that's crazy. "For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall he be brought to then it shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory." Yo, if we don't get this incorruptible body, Genesis, guy, Genesis, you say ain't no more immortality, then there's no victory over death. Us over here, man, we believe from Apostle Tahar on down into the affiliates and those that might be in the same sound doctrine, Lord willing you are, right? We believe in immortality. We believe in spiritual powers, right? If you don't believe, oh yeah, man, y'all believe y'all gonna be doing this, then you don't believe what the apostles was doing. You know, you got to come in this thing with full faith. It's Second Ezra, the second chapter, in verse 45. It says, "And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High, which is Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms." That mortal, we have taken what we just read in 1 Corinthians 15, that mortal body. Because if we with the Lord and he's seeing us get beamed up in that mountain, we took off this mortal flesh. The Lord changed us in a twinkling of an eye. Now we put on that immortal. Literally kings, man. Right? Let me get this other one in Zechariah, the 12th chapter. I believe the 8th verse. This is Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 8. "In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble, weak among them, at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God," or as Elohim, "as the angel of Yahweh before them." Right? They're going to be like David. David was a warrior. They're going to be like a God. They're going to be like the angels. Oh, man. They're going to be unstoppable. So let's hit, oh, it's 144. Call Allah YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Look how it hit. Come on, man. Right? Let's get it again. Peace, rest, and joy. Did I already read? Okay, we read Isaiah 60, 18, 21. "Violence shall no more be heard in the land, wasting or destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy wall salvation and thy gates praise. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. Micah 4:4. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Yahweh of hosts have spoken it. We're not going to be afraid. What did the dude say? I ain't never scared. Right? Being in this flesh, being in captivity, we're weak. Judith, the 5th chapter, verse 17, all the way to 24. We're weak, but we're about to get it back. I believe, just like apostles, that men are about to step in at any moment. Any moment, the Lord is going to sprinkle, slide some oil. Brother's going to be doing some superpowers type stuff. I don't know. Man, I had a dream of flying when all hell break loose. Lord willing is that. Lord willing, I can make my whole household invisible. When they break it in the house, whatever I think is gonna happen. You come across somebody, my what they say, my heart or my gut, my spiritual feeling is letting me know somebody believe, but they just don't know. But they're cut, they're hurt, and I walk past and I see them, and I just tap them and they heal. Then they come up and be like, wait, hold on, hey man, and by me just touching them, they automatically say, YAHAWASHI. Like I see that. I believe that I'm walking, I'm chilling, and animals not flies, birds is gonna come down and stand near me. I'm gonna say, how much more try to either bow to me or drop food, or out of nowhere, I'm hungry and a whole bunch of locusts and grasshoppers hop over towards me and my family. Guess what? We're gonna be like John the Baptist. We're the bug eaters. We gonna tear them things up, right? I mean, I don't know about y'all, but if the Lord sent that to me, I'm gonna eat it. You know. Ain't gonna be no discuss. You ain't got no food. We eating that. Come here, locust. Come here, grasshopper. This is Revelations chapter 21, verse 3 and 4. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men. So when we really talk about the tabernacles of David and Amos 9:11, Acts the 15th chapter, verse 16, it's speaking about men. First men. Men. Ezekiel 34 and 31. Because without the men, ain't no tabernacle. If the men didn't need women, it won't be no woman. It literally wouldn't. But we need that. We need your chestesses. We need that moon back there. Big, little, small, medium, demented. We need it. We need it. That's a comfort right there. That get a man amped. We need him. But the men is the tabernacle. That's what you women need to get in your mind right now. Don't wait. Get it now. Okay? And that's again. You women, y'all gonna right now, you might know that you're dealing with a man of the Lord. But the more we get closer, the more you gonna understand, the more respectful a woman, a woman might be more greeting in certain other ways, right? Your wife might be more greeting in other ways, right? It's gonna get hefty over here, right? Dang wife in that time might be a recruiter. Hey sis, come over here, man. You could be my. But we see scriptures. A woman is not gonna intervene. It's gonna be all about a man, and that when all hell break loose, the famine of the word, MOTB, Jacob's trouble, right? Yo, a man is going to be the center of attention. Let food stamps, Section 8, when all those things hit, a man is going to be the center of attention. Let a lot of us lose a lot of our jobs. Regardless if a man don't got a job, he's still gonna be the center of attention. How is this man? He's not upset. He's not this, but he just thinking of the Lord. You still might be in your house for a whole month, 2 months, and hell was breaking loose. You lost your job. He lost his job. Sometimes you gotta have a spiritual thought. If he wasn't here, I think I probably would have been lost this house. The Lord is having you covered because of that man. You really growing in his faith because of that man that the Lord got in your life. And if the Spirit of the Lord dealing with him and how he move or how he leading and teaching you, that spirit is falling onto you. Might not be the same level, but you as a woman, you're growing too. Right? So let me read that again.
Revelations 21:3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacles of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them. They shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. Right? So the Lord is dwelling with the men. The men is the Lord's people. And guess what? You women and you children, you under the men. So if he dealing with the men, he dealing with y'all too. Even the Lord is getting the men back to knowing you are what I made a reflection of us. I established you to be the head. This truth got to where it was at because of men. Verse 4, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. The former things are passed away. We're going to have peace, delight in it, desire it, right? So, just to sum this all up, dealing with the Lord is about to bring that promise in full effect. Salvation from our enemies, the kingdom and rulership, everlasting covenant, immortality and glory, peace, joy, and rest. Peace, joy, and rest. Right? It'll let you right now do something different, and your wife see you, you didn't do this, or you usually come in the house and give me a hug. Oh man, you acting different. Ain't gonna be none of that. You might be gone for a month. You might be gone until the next high holy day. Guess what? She gonna already be set because she can still telepathically talk to you. She's gonna know the order of things. Ain't gonna be no complaint. She's gonna know her real role. A woman truly was meant to be an incubator, to hold the child, right? Be a mother and be a wife. She's not gonna slacken the kingdom, living forever. It doesn't say appointed time diminish from a woman's duty. Everything is gonna be in alignment in the kingdom. This is why we say, Heavenly Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Right now, we should be establishing our role in the kingdom. I can't make the kingdom like, oh, let's build up the nation. No, we want to build up the elect. But how I move as a man, a husband, or a brother, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So I should be moving in a way that's the will of the Heavenly Father, the will that he has in the heaven where they are obedient to him. You women, you have to move in that type of way to be obedient to the Heavenly Father, because it's going to show how you in order under your husband, how you talk to him, how you deal. If you break down, if you know a woman is intrigued, it's about to get real. And I'm speaking more about you women now because the video that's about to get uploaded, because of this one sister, I think because of a dream or something she said, she was really saying, you sisters about to have a rude awakening. But she wasn't getting there spiritually. She's talking about fighting or wrestling a dude. You got other videos where women would say, get you a man, hide under a man. Jake, when we talk about Jacob trouble, any single woman is not safe. So have your mindset on the kingdom, because whatever you got your mindset is, that's the energy that you're going to be putting out spiritually, mentally, and physically. Physically, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Have a kingdom mindset. Have a peace mindset. Have a joy mindset. Have a rest mindset. Have an immortality and glory mindset. Have an everlasting covenant, laws in your heart mindset. Have a rulership over nation mindset, right? Inheritance of the kingdom mindset, right? Promises of salvation and deliverance mindset, And this is even for me too. Like, make sure you check yourself. Check yourself so you don't wreck yourself. Even though you do this, I got to go get this done. Make sure you get up and you start thinking about the Lord. Think about what he did. Think about what he's going to do. Think about what haven't got fulfilled yet. Just imagine. the air, oh man, oh, the fruit, the visuals you're gonna see in the kingdom. Like, man, the body you gonna have. Like, I think the Lord made me short because I probably was tall back then, man. I was probably dangerous, you know. The Lord said, I'll make you a little handsome, but I'm gonna make you short. It's like, ah, dang. I'm thinking about, I'm gonna be tall, man. I'm about to be tall, man. I feel like I'm cut, but I believe the Lord gonna have me cut diesely. You know what I'm saying? I believe my voice is gonna be more bass. Hey, you know. I think I'm gonna have children. I love children, man. I believe I'm gonna have a lot, a lot of children. I believe it. That just when I see my daughter, daddy, 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 then my other daughters give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? My son, hey, I wish my shot back the man. I believe this, man. I want to see it. See a whole field of all mine. This is mine. You know what I'm saying? Precious, precious women, right? That's in order. I see that. Animals coming up. Uh, uh, my wife not afraid of freaking spiders. You know, this one not afraid of lizards. Got her own lion. She got a tiger. Got a monkey playing with the animals. She calling the birds without even caught. She just telepathically speaking to the birds. Believing like calling my chariot, which is a living being, and tell my family, hey, let's go for a trip. Hey, yo, I'm gonna see you in a few weeks or so. Okay, why I'm flying, why I'm getting beamed up in a chariot. Hey, go give me the vine, and hurry up, make it the double, and bring some strawberries with you too. Smiling while I'm getting beamed up because I'm seeing her giving orders to her servants, wearing the finest colors, the finest fabric. Not seeing my daughters getting of age and they getting married, you know, traveling in different worlds, going to the depths of the ocean, right? Changing my image. One moment I might be looking, I can make myself look old, but still be able to move. Then make myself super young. If I'm super tall, make myself back to this height. Mad stuff, man. They just having a whole moment of seeing a whole vision of our past life, the Maccabees, and seeing it real clear, vivid. HD 4K, like dang, man, oh man, that's crazy, right? Being what is it, an explorer. I can keep on going. I can keep on going, man. You know, I can keep on going, man. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, you guys were edified. Those that's, watching this. If you was, you can add a precept or something in the comment section. But again, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. The Wadi YAHAWASHI, Yahawashi, for this lesson, Lord willing, was edifying, to the sheep, even to myself. But double honors to the elder apostles and the elders, great millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit. Teach His word and believe in His word, Lord willing, and sound doctrine in the same Spirit. They can continue to endure and be diligent. Shalom to the Akbatiyam, believers of His faith and His truth. Lord willing, that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife, and be diligent in the Spirit. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Shalom, shalom. Abal, abal. The promises is coming soon.